Have you noticed that your drives aren't quite flying as far as they should? Well, you're not alone, and it's not your clubs. With this simple 5-second check I'm just about to show you, you can get back those 20 yards you've lost, and without even swinging harder, because we all know this, right? If we swing harder, we definitely become far less accurate. Oh God. I mean, even that could happen, right? How bad is that? Takes less than 5 seconds, you take your 2 practice swings, it goes below your belt buckle, boom. And that's exactly how I know you can add back up to 20 yards. Now here's the facts. Let's look at every single top tour pro in that address position and that settle position with driver. If you look at John Ram, Adam Scott, Justin Rose, or even take someone like Tom Watson, they all have this one thing in common at the address position. The toe of their golf club is slightly up. Now, if you slice the golf ball, this will seriously help. So the higher this handle gets, and I'm talking this grip position, the more likely you are to hit to the right, okay? Because the flatter the lie angle gets of the golf club. So what's happening right now is that toe of the club is working closer to the ground and that club is flat to the ground on the sole of that club, just like this. Now, why that goes to the right, when you make your lie angle move in this way, so flatter, this points the loft slightly to the right. Also, when you swing this golf club, the shaft actually bends like this. So imagine we start here and it's going to bend even more. That is going to make it seriously hard to control. But let me tell you this, that's a directional issue. This is why it's costing you yards. As your handle moves higher, can you see how the club now falls into my palm? Like if I wanted to take a proper grip, which I will show you, like I have to sort of get really awkward and move my elbow and it all feels all a bit weird. What's way more comfortable right here is taking a grip in my palm, the higher my handle gets. So like this. Now if I swing the golf club like this, I'm losing like 30, maybe 40. I'm going to even stretch to say 50% of your power. You're losing it doing that. Because if you think about it this way, if I was to grab a hammer, now I'm right-handed, so I'm going to try and show you this right-handed, and let's say this is our hammer. If I grab this here like this and I try to hammer, can you see how I can't really move my wrist, even if I wanted to, with this club in my palm? That is if I was a palmy grip in this hand. You don't want to see me hammer my left hand. It's not good look. It's not. Now if I put this club in my fingers, which is what we want to achieve, and we want to do it easily and we want to do it automatically, I'm about to show you that. Can you see the difference? Well, I could certainly hammer a nail into a wall with a lot less effort with the club in my fingers, because now I'm accessing the power of my wrist, the elbow and everything. Here I'm relying just on my arm and my shoulder. Now that's not good for power and consistency. So you can start to really understand, if I was to hit one now in the palm with this hands high, oh God. I mean, even that could happen, right? How bad is that? That was me trying to go all out with it in here. I felt totally out of control. It felt horrendous. Let's now show you this simple fix. And this is such an easy way. You can check it for 5 seconds out on the golf course. But let's play the opposite scenario. So we understand the higher this handle gets, the more it goes into the palm. And when we're saying the handle's getting higher, the toe's working more into the ground. So look at that. So now, if we went to the opposite, where I put my handle as low as it could go, can you see how my toe would be significantly in the air? Now I said to you slicers before, you're going to want to listen to this bit, and please make sure you do. So we mentioned the reason why I'm losing that power is because of this handle position. Now if I place it really low, can you see how straight away my check is nearly done here? And I'll give you the hack for the course, but my club's just fallen straight into my fingers. It's like if I was picking a basket of shopping up. It's just there. It's very awkward for me to go and grab this in the palm. In fact, I just wouldn't do it. Like when the handle's high, I just wouldn't put it in my fingers, I would put it in the palm. The opposite scenario now is at play. Now, by all means, if we were to hit a shot here with the toe that far up, it's gonna go way over here. and I'm gonna have no control, even though I would have more power. This is the check that you'd have on the course. I had to show you this now because imagine this is a basket of shopping. I'm gonna grab it in my fingers to lift it up. You would just do this automatically in everyday life. And that's where the club needs to be if we want our maximum power. Yes, you might have guys like Bryson DeChambeau who has really thick grips and grips in the palm, but he is a buck of the trend and a serious athlete. It's not the norm. He's not an everyday person that needs to use those wrists to get power. Grab something on the floor. First off, you could do it at home. You're not gonna grab it like this in the palm. You're gonna go straight away into the fingers. So the 5-second check I want you to have at place is this, and this is my full routine. On the golf course, I take my 2 practice swings. 1, I then have my second, 2. I now feel like I'm ready to go. I pictured the shot. I place my golf club down. What I do is I go high, then I go low. I'm looking for you to get this below your belt buckle. Now, if we look at this low down, you can start to see how my toe is slightly up in the air. So if I then grip, look how the butt end of this club is below my belt buckle. My belt buckle is here and it's slightly below. Automatically, I fall into the fingers, I take my grip, I'm now ready to go. And the power just goes up a notch or 2 without any extra effort, because as I mentioned right at the start of this video, you adding extra power, and certainly I fall into this category too, so don't worry. I become way less accurate. So nice and simple, it takes less than 5 seconds. You take your 2 practice swings, it goes below your belt buckle, it falls into those fingers, certainly really awkward to go into the palm. My toe's slightly up automatically. Boom, I'm 2 for 2, baby fades, sailing on that wind. And that's exactly how I know you can add back up to 20 yards with your driver by just reactivating these wrists and making sure that that sole of that club is not flat to the ground. It's slightly up in the air to help you access the grip, but also it's going to seriously help that direction too. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.